As Prime Minister Modi makes his way to file his nomination, it's very interesting to note, Paulomi, the opponent of the Prime Minister. It's the Congress's Ajay Rai, the UP chief of the Congress party. And he's also stood the third time against Prime Minister Modi and lost twice over. The third time, this time too, he's put up a fight. Even quarter of the frenzy and the craze that do we see at all for Ajay Rai? What kind of popularity does he hold in Modi's turf?
Well, as far as Ajay Rai is concerned, as far as the assembly segment goes within Varanasi, he has been popular. He has been able to clock votes in his favor as well. But when it comes to the Lok Sabha constituency, it appears like a no match in itself, simply because of the fact that this is a constituency which is represented by one of the most popular political leaders in the country right now. This constituency is charmed by the fact that the Prime Minister of the country is the parliamentarian from this Lok Sabha constituency, and that is what the sense that you get on the ground when you speak to the people. The kind of numbers that we saw, the sea of saffron that we saw at the Prime Minister's 5-kilometer long roadshow yesterday, which he embarked on from outside the BHU gate at the Lanka Chowk in Varanasi to Kashi Vishwanath temple last evening, almost a 2.5 hour to 3 hour long roadshow that he was on. It just gave you a sense of how the people of Varanasi take pride in the fact that they're represented by Narendra Modi in Parliament. And this goes for any sort of VIP constituency, if you may. You saw that on the ground earlier in Amethi and Raebareli as well. When it came to the Gandhi family as well, the people were charmed by the fact that the Gandhi family, considered to be the foremost political family of the country, leaders of the Congress party in power for so long, were in fact choosing to contest elections from their constituency. So the representation of their constituency by a member of the Gandhi family was something that the people were in awe of, until of course Amethi happened for the Bharatiya Janata Party with Smriti Irani's ferocious campaign, first in 2014 where she was not successful, and then in 2019 when she was successful, and the BJP hoping to break that mold similarly in the constituency of Raebareli this time round, with again Rahul Gandhi contesting from that seat. So it will take much more of a ferocious campaign, if you may, to actually ensure that Narendra Modi loses from this constituency, or at least his vote share and his margin drops from this constituency. Like I said, he set himself an ambitious target. He wants to create a record of sorts as well with his win, not just a simple win. He wants to create a record with that win as well. But as far as the campaign of the Congress is concerned, in this particular constituency, it has been lackluster. I've been going around the constituency. I've seen only saffron flags around as well. So, like I said, it appears like a no match, though, of course, the Congress and the Samajwadi Party combined, giving the BJP a tough challenge in the many other constituencies, though, of course, the Prime Minister today in that interview told India Today that he sees the Congress getting a 0 in this election. He spoke specifically about the Congress party getting a 0 in this election, and this despite Rahul Gandhi contesting from Raebareli. So the BJP is very confident that Rahul Gandhi will lose from Raebareli.
He feels the Congress is wiped out in Uttar Pradesh, as he, of course, seeking a third term from Varanasi, hoping to really significantly increase his victory margin this time around. And in Prime Minister's words, speaking about Kashi per se, before filing his nominations, he also put out that message on X platform where he says, my relationship with Kashi is amazing, inseparable, incomparable. All I can say is that it cannot be expressed in words. So he's really had a ground connect, a real staunch association with the people of Kashi, Varanasi, and he goes on to exhibit that today as well on his nomination day, where he waves to the crowds, a 5-kilometer long roadshow that he pulled off a little earlier with Yogi Adityanath by his side. And that also is a statement to make. In fact, I'm going to loop in Paulomi on this. Paulomi, Prime Minister Modi, Yogi Adityanath by his side, Prime Minister hailing Yogi, saying that he's done great works and wonders for Uttar Pradesh, and he's blessed to have a fabulous team. Speaking specifically of Yogi Adityanath, comes on the sidelines also of people like Arvind Kejriwal, Kejriwal, casting aspersions and doubts that maybe there's a rift between Yogi Adityanath and the senior BJP leaders like Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
That's right. Arvind Kejriwal, in that public address at the Aam Aadmi Party office, did try to put the cat among the pigeons when he suggested that all is not well as far as, the relationship between the central leadership of the BJP and the UP Chief Minister is concerned, him claiming that Yogi Adityanath will be removed as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh if the BJP were to come to power in this Lok Sabha election. So, yes, we spoke to top leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party. They dismissed all of it, saying Arvind Kejriwal is just generally trying to create a perception, trying to create some sort of a rift within the Bharatiya Janata Party, because Kejriwal suggested that top leaders of the BJP who have in fact won elections for the BJP in the past, be it Vasundhara Raje Scindia, be it Shivraj Singh Chauhan as recently in Madhya Pradesh, they have been sidelined. They haven't been given their due. Shivraj Singh Chauhan not being repeated as the Chief Minister of MP, Mohan Yadav being brought in. The BJP turned it on its head and said, what about the leaders that Arvind Kejriwal has sidelined in the course of his journey from, the Anna Hazare movement to the Aam Aadmi Party right now? What about Prashant Bhushan? What about, Ashutosh? What about Shazia Ilmi? What about Yogendra Yadav? What about these leaders, including Anna Hazare as well, who he considered to be his mentor? So that is what, the BJP's counter was. The Prime Minister, of course, with his endorsement of the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, trying to send out a strong message that he stands fully behind the Chief Minister, that he appreciates his work, he appreciates the groundswell that the Chief Minister continues to have, as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned. While, of course, they did face a challenge in the past, especially in the last Lok Sabha elections, when, of course, it appeared that the SP-BSP combine would have posed possibly one of the toughest challenges to the Bharatiya Janata Party in the last Lok Sabha elections, but that was not to be. The Prime Minister, of course, with his endorsement of Yogi Adityanath, saying that the BJP stands firmly behind him, and all of these misperceptions that are being created by the opposition are only that, misperceptions and an attempt to create a rift.